But I kept thinking how to win the game. Death sat there huge. How could we slip away? I drew on all my wits and ran through tactics, reasoning as a man will for dear life, until a trick came, and it pleased me well. The Cyclops rams were handsome, fat, with heavy fleeces, a dark violet. Three abreast, I tied the rams together, twining cords of willow from the ogre's bed, then slung a man under each middle ram, to ride there safely, shielded, left and right. So 3 sheep could convey each man. I took the woolliest ram, the choicest of the flock, and hung myself under his hairy belly, pulled up tight with fingers twisted deep in sheepskin ringlets for an iron grip. So, breathing hard, we waited until morning. When dawn spread out her fingertips of rose, the rams began to stir, moving for pasture, and peals of bleating echoed round the pens. Blinded and sick with pain from his head wound, the master stroked each ram, then let it pass. The giant's blind hands blundering never found my hidden men. Last of them all, my ram came. He sent us into the open, then. Close by, I dropped and rolled clear of the ram's belly, going this way and that to untie the men. With many glances back, we rounded up his fat, stiff-legged sheep to take aboard, and drove them down to where the good ship lay. We saw, as we came near, our fellows' faces shining. Then we saw them turn to grief, tallying those who had not fled from death. I hushed them and in a low voice told them, "Load this herd, move fast, and put the ship's head toward the ocean breakers." They all pitched in at loading, then embarked and struck their oars into the sea. Far out, as far offshore as shouted words could carry, I sent a few back to the adversary. "O Cyclops, would you feast on my companions? Puny am I, in a caveman's hands. How do you like the beating that we gave you, you damned cannibal? Eater of guests under your roof, Zeus and the gods have paid you." The blind thing in his double fury broke a hilltop in his hands and heaved it after us. "Captain, why bait the beast again? Let him alone. Give him our bearing with your trumpeting, and he'll get the range and lob a boulder. He'll smash our timbers and our heads together." I would not heed them in my glorying spirit, but let my anger flare and yelled, "Cyclops, if ever mortal man inquire how you were put to shame and blinded, tell him Odysseus, raider of cities, took your eye. Laertes' son, whose home's on Ithaca." At this, he gave a mighty sob and rumbled, "Now comes fate upon me, spoken of old. A wizard grand and wondrous lived here. A great length of days he had in wizardry along the Cyclopes, and these things he foretold for time to come. My great eye lost, and at Odysseus' hands, always I had in mind some giant armed and giant force would come against me here, but you, small, pitiful, and twiggy, you put me down with wine, you blinded me. Come back, Odysseus, and I'll treat you well, praying the god of earthquake to befriend you." He stretched his hands out in his darkness toward the sky of stars, and prayed Poseidon, "Oh, hear me, Lord, grant that Odysseus, raider of cities, never see his home, should destiny intend that he shall see his roof again among his family in his fatherland. Far be that day, and dark the years between. Let him lose all companions and return under strange sail to bitter days at home." In those words he prayed, and the god heard him. Now he laid his hands upon a big stone and wheeled around to let it fly in the ship's track, but it fell short, and whelming seas rose giant above the stone to bear us away. Then we divided all the Cyclops' flock to share and share alike. Only my fighters voted that my ram, the prize of all, should go to me. I slew him by the seaside and burnt his long thigh bones to Zeus, who rules the world. But Zeus disdained my offering. Destruction for my ships he had in store, and death for my sailing companions. Now all day long, Until the sun went down, we made our feast on meat and sweet wine. Till after sunset and the gathering dark, we went to sleep above the wash of ripples. When the young dawn with fingertips of rose touched the world, I roused the men, gave orders to man the ships, cast off the mooring lines, and filing in to sit beside the rowlocks, oarsmen in line dipped oars in the gray sea. So we moved out, sad in the vast offing, having our precious lives, but not our friends.